you on?
You're on.
Okay. It's the afternoon of the 12th of May. In one of my lesser good decisions, wise decisions, I thought we should come to Korea and see if it wasn't the way that I could identify it. Interestingly enough, there's nothing that I've been able to identify so far. We're in downtown Korea. The last time that I went through downtown Korea, I was the only person there. And you can see what's happened now. It's a full-size city, Ruthie, and I think that the traffic is equal to or as bad as Manhattan. We just come from a duty-free store at Lott's department store. Had some marvelous Korean noodles with kimchi, delicious. And now we're going to go to the palace over there. And Ruthie, can you zoom in on the palace over there?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Well, I'll zoom in on the palace. And we're going to go over there, see if we can make a little tour of that.
Well, we seem to have come to an end of our shopping, and we're now visiting some of the historic sites in the city of Seoul, South Korea. We've just come in the gate of Toksugong Palace, one of the royal palaces here in Seoul. This palace was built in the mid-15th century, and there are a number of buildings that we're going to go see.
Okay, what's the big building up over there?
Well, I don't know yet. We have to look at the map. Why don't you come get a shot of the map here?
Okay, I'll go over and shoot the map.
This is the gate where we just came in, and as you can see, there's a lot to be seen in here, including this rather modern building.
This was a residence of the king back in the late 1900s?
No, yes, during the, it's been a place where some of the kings have taken refuge.
Okay, let's on the way on.
That building, Tokonjong Hall.
Which is which? Now, who's the statue of there?
I've lost my map. Here we go. This doesn't tell me who the person is.
Why don't you just give it an American name?
Well,
People won't. Go ahead.
That number 2 is Cheongwamun Gate, and this building here is Cheongwajon Hall.
The Korean is quite good. What's the name of the modernistic building behind us here?
Toksung Palace Gallery. Toksugong Palace Gallery.
Okay, let's go up the steps here and look inside that building and see what they've got. I need you to wave to me. What's the name of the gate behind you? Good girl. This is what the inside of the building looks like.
This is the main hall of the Toksugong Palace. Coronations and other important official ceremonies were held in this hall.
This has a ceiling that would do the ceilings in France justice. Korea is known as the land of the morning calm. And this morning it surely is nice and calm and peaceful. Beautiful, lovely garden. If there's any contrast in the world, this surely should be it. Because we have this lovely garden here depicting old Korea, and yet up over here is the new Korea. Directly behind us is the Directly behind the Korean building is the Seoul Plaza, and you can see some of the other buildings in the skylight here. It's truly a metropolis. How many million people, kid? It looks as if we got here just in time. The palace grounds are beginning to fill up with students. You can see that they don't come in individuals, they kind of come in coveys. What a beautiful place for them to come. It's a lovely, lovely day. In this pagoda we have a bunch of iron things developed by the Koreans. Over here is a water clock. And it was made about 1434, and as the water empties, it gives as the water empties from one vessel to another, it gives the time. This is a bill, and it's a size large bill, and this is part of the armament that they use. It's a rocket carrier, and little rockets with arrows on them were put in these holes and ignited and fired at the enemy. And again, this goes back to the 1400s. First version of artillery, I guess.
This is the Namdaemun Gate, late 14th century. National treasure number 1. Most important gate into the old city of Seoul.
We do not believe that it's open to the public, because if it were, there would be a lot of school kids over there.
This is the Namdaemun Market. Some of it is underground in the underpass, and the rest of it is up here. And apparently this is the market to come to for everything. Luggage, pet turtles, fish, you name it. It's all supposed to be here.
I want one of those coffee chimes.
One of those coffee chimes?
Yeah, the little coffee chime that I have by my bed, that when I want another cup of coffee, all I have to do is just hit the chime.
Well, good luck.
What do you suppose that is, dear? Red pepper? We had just walked down this alley here, and it's where they sell fresh fish. Go ahead. And it goes as long, far as you want to go down through there. You can't get over the variety of fish that they have for sale here. It seems to go on and on and on. What do you think, sport?
I'm not hungry.
This is Porker Alley right through here. All of these stands are selling pork. If you look up here, these are ham hocks, smoked ham hocks, and in the background you can see that there's the head of the pig, and they've got the hock of the pig, and
The ears,
where do they have the squeal?
they swing around 360.
The nice thing about this market is that you can go down the stairs and the market continues here. What did that man say? Anything that's made you can find here? Any?
Yes, everything from dogs to furniture, fish, food, clothes, luggage,
Ginseng.
ginseng. And there are these underground markets all over Korea. It's in, I mean, Seoul. We don't know about the rest of Korea, but Seoul, certainly, it's incredible.
There's kind of a big statue up here of a man.
That's Yi Sun Shin, 15th century, I think.
And directly in front of us is another gate.
That's Huangmong Gate. We're going there tomorrow.
Oh. And what's the name of the hill behind it?
I don't know, but Gyeongbokgung Palace is in there. Mañana for that one.
Okay. There's a few things that I thought would be nice to show you this afternoon. When we were in the Palace Museum, I found this. It's a little bell here, and it's designed as a tea bell. And what the person does is when he wants his tea, he pulls that out, and it chimes, and that means he's ready for his tea. And of course, his servant then brings him the tea. But a feature of this hotel, which I think is unique, is this hot water heater. Tea bags are right here, and when you want your tea, all you have to do is put your tea bag in there, and then you can have your hot tea. We have this every morning.
Absolutely fascinating.
With the thing that I have done with this tea bell is I've had it tuned for coffee, so that now in the morning when I'm ready for my coffee, all I have to do is ring for coffee, and Ruthie will know it's time to get my coffee. Right, Ruthie? Right, Ruthie?
When pigs fly.
Show the people the rest of our room here. This is a nice little hotel room. I would put it on the par of at least the Marriott at the airport. And
I'm turning this off now.
okay.
It's Sunday morning and we're having our basic $16 breakfast here in our hotel. That's $16 each. And King is making himself a shrimp sandwich.
Yes, I am. And everyone, you can see the buffet around us. It's very lovely. And actually it's quite reasonable until they start putting taxes on everything. Korea has two nicknames. One is Korea is the land of the morning calm, and the other is that Korea is the pearl of the Orient. You can see it is a nice calm morning with the exception of traffic. This is our hotel, which has been very, very nice. You can see that there are tour buses here getting ready to leave soon. Takes us directly to the airport when we want to go. Directly across the street from our hotel is the city bus terminal, but you can see that it is under construction and a real mess. And the large structure here is a Marriott hotel that's being constructed. The buses down there are heaped almost one on top of each other. In the background, about 3 or 4 miles down, is where the 1988 Olympic Games were held, the Summer Olympic Games.
It's Sunday morning. We're still in Seoul. This is the Gyeongbokgung Palace, one of the older palaces, originally built in 1104. Once upon a time there were 500 buildings here, but a lot of them have been destroyed. As recently as the Korean War, some of them were destroyed. But a number of the buildings have been
lovingly reconstructed. Some of the loveliest pagodas in Korea are supposed to be here, and we're going to go find them.
Your Korean is improving every day, sweet. What do you suppose that big hill is over there?
That's Mount Korea, Mount Seoul. I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Okay, I will follow you.
You're asking me things I don't know.
That,
I would assume that we're here.
I think you're right. Okay. Okay, well, let's on the way over here and go through that gate and see what happens to us, huh? This is a retired group of prostitutes on tour, I believe. This is truly a magnificent structure.
Isn't that fantastic?
Beautiful, absolutely
You're
gorgeous.
doing a great job of rehabilitating it, as they say.
And this is from the other side of the building.
Truly
We speculate,
magnificent.
we speculate that those are monkeys up there along the eave of the roof.
Well, the king is out in front, and it looks like the dragon is nipping at the heels of the monkeys.
That's as close as I can make out.
Okay.
We find this roof edging to be most spectacular. It's all painted. And it's not just this section I'm looking at here, but it goes completely around the courtyard. There's another one of those magnificent ceilings.
We're still wandering the grounds of this marvelous palace, and it is just fantastic. In front of us here is a man-made lake, and in it, approached by stone bridges, is this beautiful banqueting pavilion. It was called the Pavilion of Joyous Meeting, and it was used during the Chosun Dynasty period, and that period extended from 1392 to 1910, when Korea ended its monarchy. Truly magnificent. So graceful.
Yes, they're carp. The pretty ones they call koi, and the others they call carp, but indeed they're edible. Unfortunately, there's a big school of them right down here. Unfortunately, the water is a little bit not very clear.
They're selling food here. Is this what you call a feeding frenzy? This man wants to get past you. Here comes one leaving a wake.
That's okay, that's okay. Well, that's where we fed the koi. And now we're at the other end of the lagoon. And here's a couple more little islands out there. There goes Ruthie. We're in the museum now of natural history.
Folk museum.
And we want to get some of these beautiful costumes that they have. Well, we have done the museum, and now we're outside. Not too far from the entry to the museum is this beautiful pagoda. And it's rather size large. We've done the palace grounds, including the museum. Absolutely spectacular museum. Now, Ruthie's having a hamburger and I'm having some of these marvelous Korean noodles. Boy, are they good. Wished you all were here. Thank you.
Well, this is where we are. We've got the whole city out here. King wants to photograph these photographs, which you can have put on a t-shirt.
Actually, I think we're going to give these out for Christmas presents. So here we are, and there's the city, and I've asked for a rain check because you can't see much of the city. Now, off in the distance is our favorite shopping center. I would call it a lot, but I think they call it Lotte. L-O-T-T-E. Lotte. Beautiful department store.
The cable car.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should try to take that down.
Would you like that?
Well, we might have an easier time finding a cab.
Good idea. Well, that great thing out there is the Han River. So the foggy spot out there is the Han River. And as we come in here, you'll see more of downtown, but because of the overcast you won't see very much. So just about 30 seconds ago we were right up there, the observation deck, and now we come down here through the elevator and we're down at ground level. What are we going to do now, sweetheart?
I think we're going to take the cable car. Better stand up.
I guess you can guess that we're in the cable car right now.
사람 잘못 보고 진짜 이랬으면 얼마나 진짜 이랬으면 얼마나
저거 욕질내. 야, 걷기도 하고 이런 거 타기도 하고 그런 거야.
가려우는 탈조가 무가야께 세례주신 도시.
This morning is Ruthie's birthday, and she's having her...
Korean style birthday.
Yeah, she is having her morning coffee in the Seoul Grand Hyatt House, high above the hills, overlooking the city. After the cheapo Palace Hotel, this is rather nice. Yaron, what's so funny?
Just some of the wording that we find rather amusing.
Well, read what you saw that was so amusing.
In the Chosun period, the scenic beauty of the mountain attracted many gentlemen scholars to it, who, living in bowers dotting the dales of the mountain, composed poems and painted pictures of the natural beauty of the four seasons of the mountain. I just thought, living in bowers and the dales of the mountain, it's so
Okay,
poetic.
Tell everybody where we are now.
This is the Namsan traditional Korean village, a traditional Korean village with typical housing and buildings and workers has been created here in the heart of Seoul on Namsan Mountain, where you're walking away from me.
Keep
where
talking.
The tower is.
Keep talking. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Anyway, on the mountain above us is the tower where we were yesterday, and we hope to see some of the activities that ordinary Korean village workers would be engaged in outside the city, without the dust and the dirt and the bumpy bus rides of getting there.
The real thing that we're looking for is to get a kimchi recipe so that Ruthie can make it for us when we get back home.
What's this we?
Well, you.
You!
The Koreans used an awful lot of color in their decoration. Do you suppose, Ruth, that this is period coloring here?
I suppose it's the traditional thing. We've seen a lot of it. Traditional sort of decoration on these. Some of these wooden beams are huge.
You say there's some koi down here?
Yes.
It's sure a lovely garden. We timed it quite well. Doesn't seem to be too crowded today either. Well, we're up in one of the courtyards. Ruthie's headed over for the well to see what might be down there. Out behind Ruth, just to the right of Ruth, you'll see some backpacks. And I remember seeing those when I was here in Korea, with the people carrying those, and they'd be stacked real high with kindling. I'm having a problem with this plant. It looks almost as if little lanterns have been put out there on the branch. But I guess that that's nature and not an artificial decoration. Anything over there, kid?
Well, off in the distance you can see the rooftops of the traditional Korean village. Down below us here in this circle is a time capsule that was sunk 15 meters into the ground in 1994 to commemorate the 600th anniversary of the relocation of the capital of Korea to Seoul. And in there are several hundred items typical of life in Seoul in 1994. And my understanding is that it's scheduled to be opened on the 1000th anniversary.
And in the background we have
skyline of some of this very large, populous, busy, bustling, prosperous city.
It's a big one. And if we swing around from our position here, we go right up and there's the Seoul Tower again. And it's a big one. What is it, third highest in the world, sweetheart?
Yes.
Okay, down from the tower to the big monument.
Time capsule.
Okay,
Here it is, and in pie-shaped wedges all the way around are greetings from all of Seoul's sister cities around the world, including Honolulu, San Francisco, Mexico City, Bogota, Moscow, Ankara, Turkey.
Ciudad de Mexico.
Greetings from the mayors of each city and a reproduction of their signatures.
Well, let's come back in 400.
Paris.
Yeah, let's come back in 400 years when they open it, okay?
Right.
It's a date. Well, today's not our day. This is the Big War Memorial Museum, which has a great write-up in the tour guidebook. But it's Monday and it's closed on Monday. We do see some airplanes over there, and we're going to walk over and take a look at them. The one with the bent wings there, I think, is a B-52. Yeah, this is one of Curtis LeMay's B-52. Took a tremendous bomb load. Over here is this is the C-82. This is the airplane that I took my parachute jumping school in. This is the F-80 Shooting Star. This is the airplane that I supported at K-13 at Suwon. During bombing missions, they could carry 4 500-pound bombs. This is the marvelous P-51, the fighter that during World War II gave the bombing missions full fighter cover all the way to target and back again. Chuck Yeager loved this airplane. This is the F-86, the other airplane that I supported at K-13. Colonel Kabreski was an ace in this airplane. So there they all are, all painted up, looking pretty. I forgot the C-54 here. You see the 2 left engines? It's got 2 on the right side too. I flew across the Sea of Japan one time in one of these airplanes, and 2 of the engines on the right side quit. That was a good trip, interesting trip. This buffet has everything from Alaskan crab legs to roast beef, lamb chops, mint sauce, scallops, and Ruthie is having a hamburger, a cheeseburger on her birthday. Smile for smile for your cheeseburger, Ruthie. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Happy birthday.
Enough. Cut. Here we are. I'm up here all by myself. I feel as if there's
What do you have in your hand?
money.
No, the other hand. Bloody Mary.
Get up and film the seats. That
Smile, everybody.
She won't let me alone.
This is a 747 sleeper first class section, and you can see it's pretty elegant. Back there is the business class, and
United Airlines is the best.
you can't believe what she says. She's a stewardess for United Airlines. And there's her mother. What's your name? Lorraine? What's your name? Good. So, have a good trip, kids.
Thank you too.
We're 2 hours from San Francisco right now, and Ruthie has just started the 2nd day of her birthday. Say something, sweetheart. It's time to wake up. San Francisco International Airport. What? San Francisco International Airport.